Hello, welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I'm Big Gator. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong. I'm covering Wimbledon. We have finally made it to round two. Thank God. Round one has been crazy. For those that are new to this channel, you can check the pinned comment below. I will give you guys the bets I think are deemable for that given day. If you like what you see here and you appreciate the picks and the analysis, there's a link if you would like to donate, or even in the comments, just say I appreciate it. Something as simple as that is always helpful. It's not necessary, it's not needed, it's just there to do. Anyway, rough 2 days, Wimbledon, huh? Starting off. Would love to hear who had some winners. I had a few, but nothing too crazy. Just some straights here and there. Because of the draw and where we're at with it, I think it's only right to just hop right into it, right? We have second round. It's Wimbledon. It's hot out. Okay, so let's get into it. So firstly, we have Shintaro Mochizuki going against Khachanov. Something that does suck for my current situation is I don't have ESPN Plus in America to watch these matches individually. I'm watching like the broadcast of it, so I'm only watching what like I'm able to be seeing, whatever they find and deem the most important for whatever given time. So I'm at the mercy of whoever's broadcasting this shit. It's not ESPN, so I don't know how to outside of like looking for like, you know, footage that gets uploaded, which not all of it has been uploaded yet of the matches today. I've been going through as much of that as I can. So anyway, without further ado, round two, reintroducing Shintaro Mochizuki and Khachanov. This is their first head-to-head. Khachanov is ranked 20. Shintaro Mochizuki is ranked 144. And we know Khachanov, he's been very, very active this season, right? We saw him in, what was it, Stuttgart? Or was it Halle? It was Den Bosch and Halle, okay. Or Hall, sorry. Whichever one it is. I've heard people pronounce it both ways. Looks like he lost to Diallo in straight sets, but Diallo ended up winning that Open, so that's a little bit forgivable. That dude was on a smoker. He was in great form. And he beat Zizou Bergs in straight sets. He beat Felix in 3. He beat Echeverry in 2 pretty easily. And then he went to a third set with Bublik and lost. But he ended up winning in a tie break. Not mad at it. And then he beat Mac McDonald again in a 3-setter. So he's beaten the same guy twice. That's funny. Same season. Lucky him. Must be a good confidence booster. So Mochizuki's been having an incredible run so far as well. I think he made it to the final in Nottingham. Lost against Silic. Lost pretty badly though. He was winning just as well as he lost. Colton Smith, Jaime Faria, he beat them 6-2 and bageled them in the last set. Jesus. Colton Smith 6-2, 6-2. So he's doing pretty well on the grass. He went to a 5th set in this first round against Zeppieri. Might be a bit taxed after that one. I would be in that heat. Khachanov managed to get the job done in straight sets. So it should be a bit of a no-brainer that Khachanov at least gets the money line here. But there has been upsets, so I don't want to say it's obvious, right? We've had 11 upsets today in the draw. 11. I will leave that to you guys to see who the 11 are. One of the upsets is Gael Monfils, which I tried to tell you. I was like, if I'm going to lean on one of those two people to win the match, I'm going to bet on Monfils. So, should have put it on the channel. Ultimately, it's like the only pick I played, but you know, it is what it is. Retrospect, right? So let's see. We have next with Adrian Mannarino going against Valentin Royer. And I didn't get to see any of the Royer match, so I will be looking at some footage of the highlights before I do add a pick in the pinned comment for it if I do, you know. For any of these that I haven't seen, I will be looking up how they've been playing as well. So I just want to preface with that. I should have prefaced at the beginning, but Mannarino is 9-4 this season on the grass. He's 103-68 across his career, starting back in 2008 on the grass. So he's been on it for some time. He's been playing on it fairly well. Past 3 years, he had a cold season last year, but the past 3 years, he's been playing relatively decent in it. 1 second. And Royer, this will be his 7th or 8th match. This will be his 8th match on the grass ever, professionally. This will be his 6th this year. So another toss-up, just because, you know, we don't know. This guy's been playing relatively well, but Mannarino is got form and experience that I don't think Royer will actually be able to compete against with the amount of time he's been on the grass. Not for 5 sets. Does he get a set off him? I don't even think he does, honestly. I think Mannarino wins this match. It's French on French, so we always tend to get a bit of a battle out of that, right? We saw that with Monfils and Umbet. So it's a little bit hard to say if it's going to be a blowout. I could see maybe long sets, but maybe not a lot of them. Maybe a spread to cover for Royer, or maybe even a total games. I'm iffy about over the 3.5 sets, though. Iffy about that one for sure. Okay, going next. These next two that we have at this 6 a.m. my time slot, early morning matches, which I'll be waking up early to watch if they cover them, because out of the 4, these 2 will be the most entertaining. We have Nicolas Jarry going against Tien. Channel favorite Tien is made it into round 2 of his 2nd Grand Slam, 3rd Grand Slam this year. This will be the first time he's going against Jarry. And Jarry's been having a pretty mid-season, right? He's 14-16 so far across all surfaces. He had a pretty bad season on the clay, going 5-11. He seems to be making up for it decently on the grass, though. He's 7-3 so far, which is a pretty big jump in performance in this last. And this is the best year he's played on the grass so far. So then we have Tien, who has technically a higher record, right? But he only has 11 matches on the grass. You see how well he got rid of Bassa already, right? He was down, I believe, like 1-4 in the first set and ended up winning it in a tiebreak. This is a kid whose resilience I just trust. That's all. Watching him play, he never seems to be out of form too bad. When he lost to Mute, that was really like the worst I had seen him in a very long time. He did just play Jarry, right? I'm sorry, I didn't even realize he just played Jarry. And something about learning Tien is when he plays somebody the one time, he learns a lot about them in that one playthrough. So when he plays them again, he seems to have a bit figured out, except for like the top guys, right? The only person who's been able to beat him pretty consistently has been, I think, Fonseca. Um, but he's somebody that, with the form that he's now developing on the grass, he's it took him a second, but I think he's in a good groove right now, where he handled his business in 3 sets. Jarry had a taxing job of having to go through Auger-Aliassime in a 5-setter. So we'll see how Tien does here. I'm always rooting for him. This is not the match to bet on him to win. Then again, maybe it is. I want to see some highlights of how Nick Jarry's playing to get a better idea of where we're going to go with that. At the very least, I like for Tien to get a set off. He had 2 chances before and failed. If you give him 3 more, he's going to get a set. In 3 sets, and 3 chances of getting a set that he has against Jarry, I think he can get one of them. I do. I really do. And it's not because I like the guy a lot. It's because he just learns. He learns really well. He adapts really well. He did go through a bunch of qualies as well, so we'll see. We'll see where Jarry's at. Like, he is pushing 30, so but he could be doing its number on him after a few days. Could definitely tax on you. Tien's only played 1 in the heat so far, so we'll see how that goes. I like Tien to get a set. I do. Well, let's go on to the next one. Then we have man oh man, Jenson Brooksby versus João Fonseca. This Brooksby guy is literally the bane of some of my parlays existences. Like, he is out here killing first set parlays for me. Even though it was only 1. We took Italian Greek Sport to win set 1 against him, and he lost in straight sets. Crazy. Jenson Brooksby is here to play. Shout out to the American once again. If he beats Fonseca, I don't know, babe. He might go decently far this tournament. Like, just off of who he's beating so far, I'm impressed with it. They didn't show any of his match, so I would love to see how he beat Greek Sport. I'll look back and see if I can find the highlights of it. But yeah, good job to him. Honestly, I've been struggling to expect this guy further and further, but here he is yet again. Again, he's still here. So Brooksby is 7-4 this season on the grass alone. He's 19-14 going against Fonseca, who is 2-2 on the grass this season, and 27-11 this season. Plays long matches. That is something that I can depend on. I don't think if there's one thing I know right now is this motherfucker, Brooksby, is able to get a set off. And people with a decent serve are not that worrisome for him. So, at least not right now. So I like him getting a set on Fonseca, obviously. And I like Fonseca getting a set on him. This may go to 5 sets if it's really like the way they're both playing. This could really go to a 5-setter. But yeah, I like Fonseca to just Fonseca and Brooksby both to get a set here. So I'm leaning on Fonseca money line. I'm leaning on that one just because I think he will ultimately get the job done. But both of these guys are coming off of straight set wins on day one, so that's not to be taken lightly. Maybe over total games. All right, next we have Rublev going against Lloyd Harris. Rublev's the clear favorite. He's 2-1 on the grass so far this season, 21-14. With a career on the grass is 29-17. 63% win record. Going against Lloyd Harris. 5-3 on the grass this season. Almost twice as good. But he's 9-11 this season. He's been playing all right. He went to, 3 challengers and made it to the second round in all of them. Or he made it to the quarterfinals in Birmingham. Lost in 3 sets. Got bageled in the Ilkley Challenger by Martin Landaluce. He beat Royer and Nottingham in straight sets. And then threw in the towel in third set against Silic in the second round. So beating Zizou Bergs in 3 sets was crazy. With 3 consecutive tie breaks. That was so insane. And you can tell who was more in shape there because, like, Bergs just fell off 6-2 in the last set. Like, the endurance. He had been playing hard for a while, too, so he's had quite a few sets. Anyway, we know how well Rublev has been seemingly playing this year. He did go into quite a few tie breaks as well. He bageled in the first set against Jarry, and then they went into 3 consecutive tie breaks. So, looking at this Lloyd Harris guy who came out of 3 consecutive tie breaks, it may be safe to say that there's going to be some tie breaks in this game. Let me see if there's anything about that anywhere. It says. They don't have that? I thought they. I'll find it and I'll get back to you guys on that one if I can find that specific bet. But yeah, Rublev should be the easy winner here, but it looks like this guy's coming to play. So Lloyd Harris might get a set off. This could be a longer match too. And so we got some tie breaks here. It's minus 182 for it to go to 4 sets. So I'm not too mad at that. I would like to double back and check at the form of both of these guys just to get a good look at that. Make sure we actually got something to work with. Okay. And then we're going to move on to Nuno Borges going against Billy Harris. Big Bills. All right, Harris is 5-5 this season. He is 24-28. God, 28 losses this season is not promising. Going against Borges, who's 25-20, 20 losses, better. But he's 4-3 on the grass, going against Harris, who's 5-5. Harris is better on grass. He's had some pretty successful runs on the grasses over the past few years. He went 5-5 this year, as we're currently in. 14-6 last year, and the year before that, 11-6. So not incredibly bad, but plays a bunch, falls off. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Bunch of M25s back in 2024. So some low-level opens, but he participated in Nottingham last year as well. Made it to the semis. Went to Queen's Club, made it to the quarters. Lost to Musetti. So he's got some experience on grass for sure. Billy Harris. And he's playing at home, right? He's got 2 years on Borges, and he's going to have the home crowd behind him. Borges was not the favorite to win that match. So the fact that he is the favorite in this one, when I say the favorite in that match, I meant the one against Cerundolo. That was, I think he was plus 130 something to win. So the fact that he won that match and now he's the favorite means that they think, the books even think, that he is the one that is playing better out of the two people, even though Billy Harris is the more formed and experienced grass player. This is a bit iffy. I would really like to see how they both play in the heat. I think it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So their little heat wave ends, I believe, tomorrow. They have a bit of a dull down. So the weather's going back to normal. It's going to be a bit chilly. It's like going to 74 tomorrow. Chances of rain. And the next few days is going back to the 70s. So I think their heat wave is officially over. And we can expect some calmness in the play style, because people can breathe and play a little bit more agile, right? So we'll see. We'll see with this match. I'm not too sure with this one, but if Billy Harris is able to take out somebody in straight sets, I don't see why he can't get a set off against Borges on his home court. I don't see why. I don't see why not. At the very least, he's got to get a set, right? Like, it's minus 410. It's not a bad parlay piece. All right, moving right along. We have Cam Norrie going against Frances Tiafoe. This is going to be an interesting one. I feel like if Tiafoe was playing the way he was playing yesterday, this is going to end in straight sets. But they do have history. It's 2-2 between them. They never played on the grass yet, but last time they played each other, Tiafoe won in straight sets in Vienna on the indoor hard courts. Norrie's going to have the people behind him. So, as we know, Tiafoe is a big crowd guy. So, having the crowd against him here it could be a bit of a challenge for him, focus-wise, right? So, I do think that Cam Norrie does get a set with all that going on, just given how Tiafoe is as a player and given that his first draw was Bautista Agut, who he only let get a set off of him. So, ultimately, I think Cam Norrie may be possible of winning this match. But Tiafoe was looking damn good. So, granted, he was going against somebody that has a terrible record on the grass. He was playing damn good. So, I'm liking what I see there. Hopefully, he has a sharp serve, because he's going to need that to go against Norrie for sure. If we get the agile Tiafoe, who's going for every ball, he wins without a question in my mind. But if we get the same from Jarry and he starts playing like mad stoic and going for like the winners from the baseline, it could be a long day for Tiafoe. It could be a long day for Tiafoe. He's gonna need to go into the trick bag a bit to win this and flourish. So, and I don't think it's the same for Cam Norrie. I don't think I think the way Cam Norrie plays, if he just plays the way he plays, he could just tic tac off of Tiafoe until he kind of cracks him. So, he's struggled against people with decent serves in the grass like Harris and Mensik. So that's my only real reasoning to thinking that he's going to really struggle against Tiafoe. Ultimately, I'm rooting for Tiafoe in this one. I want him to win this one. He's looking like he's in great form, but I want to get some highlights. Batista, Gu, and Norrie before I get into that. At the very least, you know Tiafoe's getting a set, though. It's probably worth little to nothing. Let's see. Minus 1,000. Let's see. It's minus 196 if it goes over 3.5 sets. I think that's actually a bit risky here. This could be a straight setter for either one. So it could be a 5-setter as well. So it could really go either way here. I don't think touching sets is the way I'm going to go for this one. Spreads could be the way to go. They're not too deep. Cam Norrie plus 4.5 on the spread. In their history of playing each other, he's covered the spread. And that was on, granted, that was on hard courts, but as far as track record goes, Tiafoe plays better on the grass. Cam Norrie is 27-31 career-wise. Tiafoe is 34-24. So basically a flipped record on the grass, and Tiafoe's is more trustworthy. I would love to take Tiafoe to win the match. I really would. It just feels right. But we're not going off of feels. We're going off of reads. And that just is what it is. All right. And let's push through here. I know I'm probably rapping too fast here. Rapping too slow here. Yeah. All right. So we got Felix Auger-Aliassime going against Jean-Leonard Struff. Sick. So these guys have quite the history. They've played each other 5 times already, and it goes back and forth. Never have these guys play each other on the grass. It's just so funny. So all these guys have played each other quite a few times, but they never see each other on the grass. So many first head-to-heads here. Anyway, it's leaded 3-2 from Felix. Their most recent matchups were within the past year. Looks like Struff won on clay. Or is it, let me see, is it Struff or Struff?
Jan-Lennart Struff.
Struff. Alright, so Struff. So Struff is won on straight sets on clay. And he beat him way back in like 2020. So that doesn't even really count. That's not even the same player. So 5 years ago he beat him, and then he beat him last year on the clay in straight sets. But every other time has been Felix. He got a set off of him recently in Melbourne. 4-6 in that set. But Felix looks like he just lost focus because he beat him in the other sets 6-3, 6-0, and 6-1. So Felix played a 5-setter against Duckworth. I guess we kind of saw that coming. In some type of sick way, we kind of saw that coming. Struff and Misalik. 4-setter. Yeah. And the road stops here for Struff. I mean, honestly, if we have that type of like that type of drive coming from Felix, he's mad about that loss from Talon Greek Sport for sure. If he went all the way through a 5-setter in round 1, he cares. He's here to play. So I'm rooting for Felix. Not going to bet on him, but I'm going to root for him. All right, next we have one of our great players this season. We got Jarry Lehecka going against Mattia Bellucci. And we had a rejuvenated Lehecka after his loss in Stuttgart to Shelton. He made it all the way to the final in Queen's Club in London. Lost to Alcaraz in 3 sets. So the record between them now is 1-2. Keeping that out there. He has beaten Alcaraz, and the record was even at one point in time before that match. Then he won in 4 sets against Hugo de Lien. Bellucci won in 4 sets against Oliver Crawford. Lehecka is definitely the better player here. He's 13-9 on the grass with 60% win rate. Bellucci's 15-12 career-wise on the grass. He's 4-4 this season. Jarry is 7-2. This is a great parlay piece for you guys. I'd be heavily surprised if he loses this match. The only thing about it that would have me a bit worried is that he struggles. With who? Lefties. Seems that whenever he plays against a lefty, they give him trouble. He went against Cam Norrie twice and lost against Cam Norrie twice on the hard courts this year and on the clay. Got bageled in 1 set. He lost to Ugo. Got bageled. Lost to Jack Draper this year. Like, he does not do well against lefties. That's something I'm just discovering now. Is Bonzi a lefty? No, he's not. Okay, so seeing that, and then seeing that his most recent lefty win is against Jack Draper. Do we say the curse is broken? Like, I don't like. What do we make of that? Like, I say what I say is this. What we make of that is that Jarry Lehecka could be a victim of losing a set, but he's not gonna win. He's not gonna lose to this lefty of the level of Mattia Bellucci. Bellucci is a force. Not discrediting, he's a great player in my eyes. I think he's great. He's fun to watch as well. And he lost to Billy Harris, who's been playing really well. So that's been his most recent form, if you ask me, is like a loss to him, but he beat Quentin Hallis and he beat Xin Shang and Gengel. pretty decently. 6-1. 6-1 in both of these sets. He ended it with 6-1. So he plays well on the grass. I like Bellucci to get a set. I do. I like Bellucci to get a set. Or let's see what it's worth to get them to go over 3.5 sets. Because I'll be so surprised if Jarry straight sets this guy. I'm not going to lie. After seeing how... And if I didn't know these guys were lefties, I mean, just looking at who he's lost to, it's like he was losing a lot at the beginning of the year. So he was on a losing streak. But the people he was losing to were a bunch of lefties. So, what do you... It's not like he was in a full stinker because he was winning matches sometimes too, but there was a 4-loss streak he had where he went against Draper, Umper, Norrie, and then Monfils. Like back-to-back. That's who he was facing. And then he went against Musetti, Norrie, and then Muller. So, and then won some matches again. Lost to Echeverry. Won some again against Davidovich, Fokina, and then Thompson, and then lost to Sinner in straight sets in Paris. Loses to Ben Shelton, another lefty. Gets rejuvenated and then beats Jack Draper in 3 sets. So do we think that Ben Shelton gave him some tip on how to like deal with lefties better? Maybe they practice together. I don't know. But I like Bellucci to do something here. Going over 3 sets is decent money. That's probably the sneakiest little play I can probably pick for today that I found so far. But let's see who we have. We have Christian Garin going against Alexander Rinderknech. And wow. That's all we can say, right? Got rid of that boy's Zverev. In 5 sets. Like it was netting. So, do we think that he goes against Garin and it's smooth sailing for him? Or do we think he's tired? He played in that heat. It's one thing. We got to make it known though. Like, come on now. This guy's playing stupid good tennis right now. He is playing some pretty good tennis right now. Garin beat Rodesh. I don't think he can go against a guy who beat a world number 3. His form is saying it all. He's world number 3 form right now. That's what that means to me. So, he's decent money to win the match. He could be tired, but he's only had to play 1 match at Wimbledon so far. This will be Garin's 5th. So, he could be... There can be some out of the tank for him. Definitely. I like Rinderknech to win the match. I think it only makes sense for him to win this match. I mean, he's playing all too well. All right. And then we have just a few more left. 2, 4, 6. Okay. We have Jordan Thompson going against Ben Bonzi. Mr. Bonzi. Got our 31-year-old Australian going against our 29-year-old Frenchman. They're 20 ranks apart. They've yet to face each other. First head-to-head will be on the grass. Whoa. So, looking at Jordan Thompson, he's got a pretty decent record on the grass. Nothing too crazy. He's 70-50. Almost a 60% win rate. He's 9-10 this season, though. He hasn't been in the best form. This is the only surface where he doesn't have a negative record so far. He's 2-2. And then we look at Bonzi, right? He's 3-3 so far. He's got a straight up 60% win rate on the grass. He went 6-3 last year. 0-3 the year before, but he's 3-3 this year. Record this season is 15-16 across all surfaces. So this could be a toss-up match. I feel like there could be some weirdness here. I think Bonzi is in better form to get it done after beating Medvedev in 4 sets. I kind of using that as my guiding piece of decision making right there. We have Thompson who beat Capriva, who like in 5 sets as well. Bonzi got rid of Medvedev in 4. To me, it's like a pretty simple. This guy wins the match, right? Right. So if you're feeling how I'm feeling on this mystical ass Wimbledon, you may be like me and you may be playing a Frenchman today or tomorrow. They just are playing too good to ignore. You never know. You never know. All right, as we move on, we have Camille Majchraz. Majchraz is crazy. Okay, Majchraz. Okay. All right, so we're going against Camille, and he's going against Ethan Quinn. Camille Majchraz versus Ethan Quinn. Ethan Quinn has been playing some pretty good tennis. Recently cracked himself into the top 100. Good for him. He's 4-2 on the grass so far this season. He's pretty inexperienced. This will be his 12th match on the grass ever, professionally at least. He's 21, going against 29-year-old Camille from Poland, who's 1-3 so far this season, which was this record in 2022 as well. He didn't play in 2023, and he didn't play a single match on the grass in 2024. So for him to be losing every match and then winning against Berrettini in 5 sets in the first round was definitely a little odd. Something about that kind of scares me. Beating Berrettini is a bit odd. But Berrettini doesn't have the strongest grass record, right? Psych. Not this year. Been dealing with some injuries or something, because he has not been right. I think he had 2 retirements on the clay this season. I remember he retired 3rd round in Rome. And then let's see. He also retired in Madrid against Jack Draper. Yeah. So it could be health issues here. I might not really count that loss as a full loss if he's still coming off of some type of injury. I mean, he did lose, so I mean he's out of the tournament. But it's hard to say if like you were getting the full Berrettini, full 100% Berrettini. So with that being the case, I do lean a little bit towards Ethan Quinn here. Just having a few more reps on the grass more recently and playing a bit better. 1 win is 1 win. And he could be on it could be a post-hype excitement going against someone like Ethan Quinn. You think, all right, I beat Berrettini, I can smoke this guy, and then this guy comes and smokes you. So, you know, things like that happen all the time. We see it all the time. At the very least, I like Ethan Quinn to probably get a set. Little parlay piece. All right, and then next we have, well, how much is him to get a set even? minus 800. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Minus 800. So, yeah. All right, next we have Carlos Alcaraz going against Oliver Tarvet, the Brit. They've amazingly never played each other before. But, whoa, Jesus, who is this kid? His record looking like Carlos's. He's a year younger than Carlos. Ranked 733. He's only lost one match this year. He lost 4 matches last year. 4 the year before. This kid is 53 and 15 in his career. Where is he playing? M15s. M15. He's just racking that money up in them low tournaments. I feel you. Get your money, Playboy. Now you're getting some real money now. You're in that first round. You made it to the second round of Wimbledon. You get into that money now, my boy. You won in straight sets, too? Interesting. Alcaraz, you might be in some trouble with that boy. This may be another interesting one where this goes to somebody gets... Alcaraz could either snap out of it. He could either be shook from that Fonini match, or he could, turn into center. I mean, not turn into center, turn to Alcaraz, where he turns into like Super Terminator mode and knows exactly what to do at every shot and goes crazy and just wins in straight sets. That could happen. But the way Alcaraz has been in this tournament and on the grass this season, he's been a little bit of he's been shaky. Even though he won a tournament, he's been not the way we see him, right, on every other tournament surface. Like when we see him on the grass, it's not the same confidence and the same efficiency we see on the clay and on the hard courts. So with this kid here who seemingly hasn't lost on the grass yet this season, and he went from playing on hard like an M15 tournament in San Diego, 15K tournament. He lost in the semis. He retired in the semis. And then started winning in straight sets in Wimbledon. Who is this kid? He might be on the radar, bro. He might have to be on that radar. What's this kid to get a set? 250? That is some smoke, boy. Plus 250? Alcaraz is playing like he giving up sets right now, man. If you're giving one up to a 38-year-old on a 10-game losing streak, I don't know if you're ready for the undefeated. I don't know if you're ready for the undefeated young buck. Am I tripping? Let me know in the comments. I think this kid is capable of getting a set with the way Carlos has been playing. I think he's playing a little bit forgiving in a way. He lost a set 6-2 to Fonini. That's crazy. 6-2? Granted, the weather's going to be better tomorrow. So none of that shit's going to matter to him tomorrow. He might be flourishing. And Tarvet might be like, man, I'm tired after that match I had. So it's iffy. It's iffy for sure. But I like that kid getting a set. I do. Call me crazy, but I like him getting a set. I'm not going to bet it, but if it happens, I'll be like, remember what I said? Worth nothing. All right, then we have Botic van der Sloot going against Davidovich Fokina. Botic van der Sloot going against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. And Alcaraz wins the match, by the way. Fokina has won. It's 1-3. Alejandro is winning in the head-to-heads against Botic. Now, he's beaten him on every surface except for the hard courts, which is the first for us here, right? The last head-to-head they had was 2 years ago on the grass. They both won a set. It was in Wimbledon. Fokina ended up winning, though, in the second round, just like this. So crazy. And then in Queen's Club, back in 2022, Botic won. But that was the one win he had. That was 3 years ago on the grass. I think beating Arnaldi in straight sets was impressive. I think beating Holt in straight sets was also impressive. So, getting a set off of Fritz is definitely a bit more impressive than getting a set off of Bassa Ferretti, which is what Botic did. Vanderslip was only able to get a set off of Emilio Nava and Nisesh Bassa Ferretti and Juan Miguel Cerundolo recently. These are people he's recently been able to take sets from outside of Arnaldi. And two of those people weren't even playing on the grass. So I do actually really like Fokina to win this match. I feel pretty confident in that win right there. He's a pest to play against. And he actually has a pretty nice touch on the grass, surprisingly. And then the last two we have is Arthur Ferry going against Luciano Darderi. And this is like even money match. They don't know who gonna win this one. This is a super toss-up. Anybody got any ideas? In the comments, anybody got any ideas? Ferry's playing with better form, but he's playing in lower tier tournaments. He's made it decently far in a few challengers recently, but he's only played. Actually, he's in better form than Darderi is on the grass. He beat Popperin in 4 sets. That's pretty good. Darderi beats Safulin in 5. I kind of think Ferry does it here. This is going to be over. I don't think this is going to be a straight set win for either of these guys. I think they're going to have to be plucking sets off of each other back and forth. But I like Ferry to win based on just form alone. But let's see how he does. Get some good look at this. He's 4-1 this season. It's the best season he's had on the grass entirely. And Darderi is 1-3 so far this season. He's got a 33% win rate on the grass, going against somebody with a 46% win rate. So, like I said, he's going to be on UK. He's going to have people rooting for him. I like Ferry to win the match. I do. I feel him winning. But that crowd, that pressure, you think you can handle it, bro. It's a grand slam, though. It's like 10,000 people plus watching you play, screaming for you. We thought we were going to get that result with what was that kid's name? Lofhagen. Thought he was going to have his first ATP win at Wimbledon. Guess not. Martinez was plus 280 to win that match. And experience and exposure and composure will always outweigh someone else's when it's got more experience. And that's what seems to be the case a lot of the time. Not going to say that'll be the case in this one. I think it'll go over 3.5 sets, though, for sure. All right, and then we have our last but definitely not least, our boy, our homeboy, Taylor Fritz, out here getting our good dubs. Crazy 5-setter today with some of the fastest serves in Wimbledon history taking place. A triple tiebreak between Fritz and Pericard. Crazy match. And now we have Taylor Fritz going against Gabriel Diallo. And Diallo has been playing very well this season. We cannot deny it. These are the two guys who have gotten open championships on the grass this season. So this will be a bit of a tussle. Taylor Fritz is looking like he is in killer mode, though. He's looking like he is in killer mode. I'd be so surprised if Diallo is able to beat Taylor Fritz right now. This level that he's playing at is I'm in the top 5, my boy. Like, you can beat Altmaier in straight sets. You ain't gonna beat me in those straight sets, though. You might not even beat me. You might not get a set off me. So this will be their first head-to-head. And as I said before, we have Diallo, who just won in Den Bosch. He beat Humbert, Khachanov, Thompson, Vukic, and Bergs. Okay? Damn near all of them in straight sets. And then he lost to Griekspoor in straight sets in Mallorca. Lost to Lehecka in straight sets in Queen's Club. If that's the level that trumps him, if Lehecka is the level that trumps him and Griekspoor is the level that trumps him, he's not going to be able to fuck with Taylor Fritz. To keep it a bean, Taylor Fritz is going to get it done. And I was, honestly, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, Taylor Fritz is going to beat Pericard. I did not feel like he was. I thought it was going to be close the whole time. I didn't know who was going to win, and no one really knew up until like the 4th game of the 5th set. So people had their beliefs on who they thought would win, but no one knew because it was still tied up at that point in time. So it was the fact that the match went on for like 3 hours and it was still like tied. It was insane. Great match. I think Taylor Fritz gets this done here. All right. And that concludes the draw that we have to cover for tomorrow's matches. Luckily for you guys, I'm coming up on a long weekend, so there's going to be a lot of tennis I get to cover. It's going to be dwindling down, so we get to be a little bit more in depth with stuff as it gets further and further down the draw. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Those that are new, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me yap about these picks and plays that I'm looking forward to playing. Definitely looking to bounce back. Always looking to bounce back on days like this. So if you are also there with me, put in the pinned comments that you're there with me, tailing, or just like the pinned comment. Be on the lookout for the video tomorrow. We'll be covering day 2 of round 2. And yeah, looking forward to it. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of your hair. Make safe bets. Don't forget there's also a Discord. You can go to the channel page and find it there. If you want to find the link, it's in the More Info tab. Yeah. Come on, Americans. Get this dub out here in the UK. I'll see you guys tomorrow.